Welcome to Star Cars, where we profile the coolest TV and movie vehicles and the owners who love them. Up until today, the closest I've gotten to experience the awesomeness that is the Batmobile has been through this little RC car, which is cool. But this is a case where size does matter. Now this is more like it.
My name is Nate Truman, and I own a Star Car. It's a replica of the old Batmobile from the 1960s television series. I was born and raised here in Southern California, and like most people in my generation, I watched way too much television. Like TV so much, I decided to go work in it. So I've been working in television since 1986. TV's in my blood, and so of course I'm going to drive a TV car. I watched the show as a kid, and it was one of my favorite shows because of the action and everything. But I remember thinking that car was really cool.
Yeah, that's always what I wanted to see. It's like, show more Batman, show more of the car.
ABC needed the show 6 months earlier than they expected to. They went to George Barris, who actually had a 1955 Ford Futura concept car, and most of the design of the Batmobile really came from the Ford Design Center. George and his team of guys turned the Ford Futura into the Batmobile in 3 weeks. It showed up on the set with wet paint. I mean, that's how little time they had.
And what made you decide that you had to have your own Batmobile?
It was just my dream car, and when I finally sat in one, actually in 1986, I got behind the wheel and I knew I got to get me one of those. I was a little insane, but I really had this strong feeling that somebody should be able to see this thing driving down the street, not just behind some velvet ropes in a museum. The donor car was a 1979 Lincoln Continental. That was the right length, so I could use the base of the car, just pretty much cut it off the frame, throw the car away, and then start making Batmobile on top of it. I did a whole lot of the work myself, but I also had people paint it and do some of the welding and do a lot of the body work. It was a pretty complicated process. From 97 to about 2003 is how long I took to get the car on the road.
And can you tell us how much it cost?
I made very certain that I didn't keep all of my receipts, let's put it that way. You never really want to tell your wife how much you spend on a project like this. But pretty much somewhere between $50,000 and $150,000.
Holy expendable income, Batman!
I went through all 120 episodes, frame by frame, and the feature film to see anything that happened on the car. I wanted the car to do what it did. So I have the rockets, and then rockets really shoot out of the rocket tubes. Little model rockets that can go up to 1,000 feet. I didn't really think about car shows. So the first car show I took it to, a kid jumped in and went, "Bat rocket," and fired a rocket out over the top of the people that were there. And I was like, okay. So I had to install a few safety switches. So we got smoke canisters. Smoke comes out the smoke canisters. The Bat phone's a working cell phone, so you can pick it up and make phone calls on the cell phone. I've got the Bat flame, of course, coming out of the back of the car.
Was there any dangers with that afterburner?
Well, yes, because I installed a foot switch to set off my afterburner. There's also a foot switch for the high beams, and one day I was working on the high beams and I had my foot on the wrong switch and set the back of the garage on fire. So I had to add the turbine blast area shield for practical and real reasons. The detectoscope, of course, has to go up and down and find the bad guys. I've got the Bat knife that comes out the front, the Bat anti-theft detector, the Bat turn lever. If it was on the show, it's in my car. And if you hit that button, that's what it does.
Ejector seat?
Well, the ejector seat I had hooked up for a while. It had CO2 that shot out, and the seat would pop up a couple of inches. Only problem is I shot it off with a girl that was in the seat next to me, and she kind of, let's say she had an accident. And I felt so bad, I said, I'm going to have to disconnect that. The fun part is seeing the different generations relate to this car. The guys my age and older are like, this is the Batmobile. This is the one, the right one. But a lot of times the kids will look in there and the dad will go, look, it's got the Bat phone. And the kid's like, why is there a phone in the car? And why is it so big?
Do you have any props or memorabilia to go along with your car?
I've got a Batman remote control device they used on the show. And of course a can of shark repellent, the Shakespeare head that sat in Bruce Wayne's office.
Have you met any celebrities because of the car?
One of the fun days for me is having Adam West come out and polish my car for the whole day. We did a little car polish commercial, so I had to spend the whole day going, Adam, you missed a spot, over the other side, I get to boss Batman around and polish my car.
So what's it like to drive?
Drives like a big Lincoln Continental, it's just a big, nice luxury car, and you tool down the road. It's a cruiser. The worst part about driving the car is trying to change lanes because people are taking pictures on both sides and you can't get off the freeway. Basically, everybody turns into a 10-year-old. People do a double take, they're in their own little world of worrying about their day that day, and suddenly they see out of the corner of their eye, is that the Batmobile that just went by? And that's the best part of the car, is I know I've just changed that person's day. You know, they go to work and say, you will not believe what I just saw driving down the street. To have a Batmobile, you can't have a bad day. I can still come home and throw open the Batcave, and there's a Batmobile sitting there, so I can't have that bad of a day. It's an instant smile maker. So you want to take a ride in the Batmobile?
Yes.
All right.
Look, the bat signal. Gotham needs me. You villainous thief! Step away from my car!
But it's my car.
Robin, we haven't a moment to lose. Begin the startup sequence. Robin, hurry now.
Atomic batteries to power, turbines to speed.
Roger, ready to move out.
Batman.
Have you heard the song, Athena? Athena, Athena, you must have met her. All right, I'm back.